Good morning, everyone. Chalo, let's start writing the answers. How many of you have read Environment, completed Environment from any one book? And which book you have followed? Study IQ. Shankara, yes. Okay. Shankara is a pretty comprehensive book if you have not started. And if you're starting out, you can go for that book and you can just read it from cover to cover. PMFIS is also one of the sources. I have not gone through it. I have not read that as my core book, but it's pretty famous. Current affairs from monthly magazine that is required to support your book, right? So there's a lot of application of environment in geography. Again, I'm reminding you there is no watertight compartmentalization of GS 1 2 3 4 nowadays. We also had values of Gandhiji in GS 1 in 2022, I think. A question saying, tell what are the values of Gandhiji that can be used in contemporary times. So there's no hard and fast these days. Feel free. Actually, it is promoted that you should use the content from other sources, other subjects, and elevate your answer with more content, with more diversified content, right? It would help a lot. Chalo. Let's start the question about the resources. Identify the issues related to production and supply of coal in India. How can these issues be addressed? This question is not a direct question from your book. As we have generally written now, I want you guys to brainstorm that what are the actual issues related with production of the coals and supply of the coal, and how the issue can be addressed. So tell me, can you give a suitable introduction about use of coal about in India? Why are we talking about coal? There can be a recent incident why this issue has come up, or coal must be a very important raw material for something in India. You can tell about that, or you can tell about the fact. Yes, the second largest producer. You can say that is a very good fact. Highest energy resource. What does that mean? That like you can say that India is producing major majority of its energy from coal, right? Yes, thermal power plant. More than 50% of electricity is thermal. Yes, right. This would form a decent, good enough introduction. India is a developing country, so coal is a main component of energy basket. Fair enough. Right? Now tell me, what are the issues related to the production of coal? Rat hole mining, okay. That means lack of technology, using rudimentary technology for coal mining. Pollution, very good. Coal mining leasing, okay, that's an issue. Environmental pollution, accidents, right? Low quality coal imports, compels imports. Yes, the quality of coal in India is not that good. That's why we have to import the majority of coal. Emission of methane. Do you mean like when we are digging out coal, then the methane is released? Monopoly in coal, yes. Monopoly, Coal India Limited, yes. That means only the public sector is a major producer of coal. That means what? There's a technical term for I think I lost my network for a few seconds. Am I audible? Am I visible now? Is the screen visible? Okay, chalo, let's continue. So low quality, yes. Emission of methane, high ash particulate matter, correct. Lack of freight corridor, the transportation logistic issue is huge. High sulfur content, okay. That means quality only. Transportation, okay. Logistics, concentrated in a few regions, yes. Highly dependent upon import. So can you imagine drawing a map here? Can you tell the types of coal that are found in India and where all they are found in a map? Bituminous in Chota Nagpur. Yes, anthracite in J&K. So a map can be drawn. What are the four types? Lignite in Karnataka, okay. And peat in? Okay, fine. So what are the supply related issues? I think you guys have told all the issues altogether only. These import wala issue and telling the logistic wala part is more of a supply part, where you have told that it is found in a limited region of the country and they have to be transported. The logistic parts come in supply, while the quality and the production wala part, catalyzation, that comes in in the production side. Then what is the conclusion? How to address it? How these issue can be addressed? जो प्रॉब्लम्स बताई हैं अभी प्रोडक्शन सप्लाई में, उसी को यू कैन गिव अ सॉल्यूशन. टेक्नोलॉजी, yes, for green coal. You can always divide your points in infrastructural, operational, right? Hard measures, soft measures. What you can think about is hard measures is what? Technology, some things that we need investment, we need to diversify our supply chains, and soft measures would be governance changes and how we are auctioning it for a fair auction, for a fair price, policy matters, right? Retrofitting of old thermal plants with green technology, other sources of energy, that is fine. But the question asks how to address the issues. This, yes, this can be a good conclusion. Focus on enhancing solar and wind energy to improve, reduce dependence on coal and improve pollution level. But what are the resolution of the issues that are existing already? What all issues we talked about? Monopoly of CIL we talked about. What is a conclusion to that? What is a solution to that? Governance changes are required. Liberalization of coal is required. Privatization is required. Liberalization, entry of private players, right? What will that lead to? Technology. Tell me one technology that is about coal that improves the quality of coal, or creates other products for thermal energy production. Coal gasification, very good. Pyrolysis, anybody has heard about? Syngas, synthetic gas, that is all created by coal gasification. Washing of coal, right? Then what else? We talked about international imports are required. What to do with import? Diversifying is required because of the conflicts that are going on across the world. Supply diversification. Right? Shall we start writing the answer? That is a conclusion, that diversifying energy basket for energy security. Port-based coal industry development. Okay. Chalo, let's start writing the answer. All right, the time is up. How many of you have completed the answer? Very good. How many of you are writing? Okay. Chalo, let's discuss. So, introducing it about with a fact about coal. India depends on coal for about 55% of its energy production. Thus, it is a major resource of India. Then, drawing a map: anthracite, lignite, and peat bituminous coal producing areas. Fine. Production related issues: cartelization. Only public sector CIL did commercial mining until recently. Quality of coal: high ash, low calorific value, less quantity of anthracite coal. Technology deficit: primitive methods like rat hole mining use. Example: Meghalaya tragedy. Problem of land acquisition and allocation: auctions are cancelled by Supreme Court in scam suspicion. These are the production issues. Then what are the supply issues? I have continued it in the sense that all of these are issues just divided into production and supply issues. Shows that I have written 8 points, not 4 points each. Right? It compels the examiner to feel that the person knows he has written a lot of content. Then what are the supply issue? Huge import dependence. About 70% of the demand of high quality coking coal is met by import. Geopolitical instability, weaponization of supply chains. It's a vocabulary that you can pick up. Weaponization of supply chains mean that the supply chains are being choked to meet other the country's wishes. For example, US putting sanction on trade. Weaponization of supply chains. High logistic costs, 13 to 14% of GDP. International pressure due to climate change. Example, carbon tax. What are the solutions addressing the issues? Infrastructural changes, technology adoption like pyrolysis, syngas, diversifying supply chain, Africa along with Central Asian nations for energy security. What are the governance challenges that can be done? Deregulation, liberalization, private sector for commercialization of coal, simpler regulation, single license for coal and coal bed methane. NELP over HELP. Do you know about NELP policy and HELP policy? How many of you know about it? No? Okay. It's a little current converted into static. Once you go through all those magazines and all, you will come to know about the history of the coal policy. Earlier, it used to be HELP. What happened is the coal bed methane, that sanction, the license was not given along with the coal itself. So the methane had to be released uh, while the coal was extracted. There are more other things also, like the vendor, the person himself, who is trying to extract the coal, can point out a location, do a study and point out the location, and can apply for the allocation of that site to the vendor. While in help now, while in help in the help now, while in help it was not possible. Only government would find out which area had coal, and they only could recommend which allocation should happen and which should not. Right? So NELP is a more liberalized policy. You can read about it. Right? Then fair auctions. Auctioning should be fair, so that best competitive price is received by the government. In long term, diversifying energy sources to non-fossil fuel is the way for energy security. Right? Fine. This question was a little advanced compared to the earlier ones that I had given you, and the answer itself also is a little advanced. I wanted to give you a highlight of how a much more matured answer looks. Right? It has some facts, it has some examples, it has that vocabulary that is required for that particular subject or that particular topic. Right? This has much more content than our earlier answers. We will reach here. Don't worry. Don't get intimidated. Right? You will reach there. You are on a learning curve and you have a lot of time. Since you have started early on your answer writing, you will reach here very early. You will be able to pick up content very easily and you will understand the demand of the question and address it. Right? So don't worry, don't get intimidated by the answer. Just I wanted to give you a glimpse of how a mature answer looks like. Okay. Chalo, let's go on to the next question. Provide account of distribution of rainforests across the world. Mention their key characteristics. Also highlight the threat that are being faced by tropical rainforests. Have you practiced the word map that we discussed? Yes, can you draw a word map here? Right? So a word map becomes a important part. It's a 15 marker. Draw a big map. Right now, like mark out what all are the areas that are tropical rainforests. Some are subtropical rainforests. Just mark them out. That will become at least a half pager of your answer. Other than that, what will be the characteristics of the rainforest? You know, right? If you want me to draw, I will draw in front of you. You guys see. This would be North America. This would be South America. This would be Africa. Africa could be a little bigger. This would be Europe, Middle East. Then India a little smaller. Close it. And then Australia. Fine. You can, if you want to highlight some areas, you can then start to show the features of the regions. You want to show something in Mediterranean region, or you want to show something on the Horn of Africa, then you can start, then you can make more the features more specific. Otherwise, a general map would be fine. Right? And the equator would pass through here. Fine. Now you guys can draw. ठीक है. Chalo, tell me the characteristics. Evergreen trees, right? Rich in biodiversity. Canopy formation, multi-layered trees, right? Lungs of the earth, very good. What about the soil quality? Leaching is there, Soil is rich in nutrients. Actually, it's poor in nutrients. The soil quality is poor. Why? Because there is high microorganism growth and the organic material that is there that decomposes very fast. Yes, acidic soil, high moisture content. What about its commercial value? These are the area, that's fine, 100 to 300 centimeter, but the features are required of the forests. You can say that tropical rainforests grow in rainfall this and this, and subtropical grow in this and this. Hardwood, okay. They have huge diversity also. So that's why lumbering activity, economies of scale is not possible. Low commercial value, yes. What are the threats to rainforest? I guess everybody, all of us can write the threats to rainforest. Jaldi se quickly tell me either examples or what are the threats to rainforests. Climate change, deforestation, forest fire, correct. Give me some examples. Then what else? Why did you guys stop? Palm oil, very good. Australian forest fire. Then monoculture is also one of the issue. Fragmentation of forests is also one of the issue. Yes, Nicobar region cleared. Shifting agriculture, yes. What about some endangered species? Can you think about some endangered species and what is the reason for their cause? Illegal poaching. Poaching is for animals, but smuggling of wood, like red sander. Alien invasive species, very good. Destruction of habitat, resource constraints. What are the measures? Tell me some measures that you have read in your environment book for protecting rainforests. Afforestation is definitely one of them. What else? Forest fire check, okay. Global model forest laws, okay. What about red plus? Check on smuggling, okay. Red plus you have heard about? Yes. Right? Shall we start writing? Sites is there, yes. Shall we start writing? I think now it is handleable, this answer. It's a 15 marker. Chalo, start writing then. All right, the time is up. How many of you have completed? How many of you are writing? Good. Go ahead and all those who are almost done, go ahead and complete it. Like take a few extra seconds and write it. Chalo, let me discuss. So starting with my introduction is the tropical rainforests are the lungs of the world. You can also give a little explanation as to why. Then I drew a diagram about equator rainforest, tropical rainforest, and what are subtropical rainforests. Account of rainforest distribution across the globe. What are the characteristics? They are dense and multi-layered, going to huge heights, forming canopies. Then there are a huge carbon stock in the form of trees and foliage collection, huge biodiversity, high, they have very high primary productivity. Soil quality, nutrient poor due to decomposition of organic matter, huge importance in climate regulation, and low commercial value comparatively since larger variety prevents economies of scale. What are the threats to rainforests? Deforestation, example palm oil for palm oil cultivation in Indonesia and Malaysia. Forest fire, forest fires led to loss of biodiversity, climate change, extreme events, changing rainfall pattern threatens health of the forests. Mining, Ethiopia forests for oil extraction, monoculture and low density of forests, of compensatory forests. You know, Campa, that once forest deforestation has been done, another place the forestation has to be done, but the quality is not as much. It's monoculture, it doesn't have the natural variety, and it has very less density as compared to the natural forests. Smuggling and organized crime of endangered species, example red sandals. Infrastructural activities led fragmentation, forest fragmentation, over harvesting, etc. Measures required to ensure health and safety of rainforests. Red Plus, not only afforestation but also conservation of existing forests by financial compensation of the people of developing countries. Right? ITTF, EcoSoc program for timber conservation of all forests in the world. Global taking mechanism under Paris Climate Deal. Community participation. Example, joint forest management of forest officials and tribals. It's a joint forest management is under FRA. That the tribals will be one of the major stakeholders for conserving the forests. Measures to prevent disaster. Example, shadow area fire breaks to control forest fires. Community, national and international efforts are required to meet the critical goal of limiting temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius of Paris Climate Deal, rainforest being one of the most important to be conserved. Fine? Understood? I think all of these points we had discussed. This is how it looks on paper. If any point you think you can add in your answer, write it down. Just make a mental note of it, that this is how the answer should look. It should be neat and clean. It should not have cuttings. It should be in points. The point should be small. Yeah, it was not asked, but definitely you should write a way forward. If you don't want to write in points, you can write in a paragraph manner, telling about the international and national steps that have been taken and can be taken. Lifestyle, yes, life approach by Modi ji. Similar question asked in GS1 2023. Identify and discuss the factors responsible for natural vegetation in India. Assess the significance of western wildlife sanctuaries in rainforest regions of India. Yes. Fine. One Health concept of World Bank, of WHO, that also can be used here. Right? So we end our geography here. We have seen physical geography, human geography, resources, industries, right? Just an introduction to each one of them so that you know, now you know which is the right approach to which question, which subject, what are the vocabularies to pick up, what are the facts to pick up. So when you are reading it next time, it has to be more concentrated comparatively. All right. So we'll close the session. Chalo, then see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Study well. Have a productive day.